Have you ever wondered why you sometimes feel exhausted, unmotivated, or like your body isn't quite keeping up the way it used to? What if I told you that somewhere between 20 and 40% of men are walking around with testosterone levels that are clinically low, and most of them don't even know it? That's a huge percentage, and chances are you or someone close to you might fall into that group. Before we dive deeper, quick reminder, if you care about your health and want more science-based breakdowns like this one, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss future videos. Now let's get real. Testosterone has a reputation. People often think of it as the hormone that makes men manly. But in reality, it's not just about muscles, deep voices, or sex drive. Testosterone is a multitasker. It helps regulate mood, energy, fat distribution, bone strength, and even how sharp your mind feels during the day. When levels drop, it's like your body slowly switches from high-definition mode to blurry, low resolution. You still function, but not at your best. Here's the eye-opening part. Research shows that about 1 in 3 men today could be walking around with low testosterone, medically called hypogonadism. That range of 20 to 40% depends on the population being studied, the cutoff values doctors use, and the lifestyle habits of the group. But whichever way you slice it, that's a massive number. Imagine a room of 10 men. At least 2, maybe even 4 are affected. Now we'll learn why this is happening more often than ever before. One reason is age. It's true that testosterone naturally declines as men get older, usually starting in the late 30s or early 40s. But what shocks researchers is how often younger men are also showing low levels. A study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that testosterone levels in men today are significantly lower than men of the same age just a generation ago. Think about that. A 30-year-old man in 2025 often has lower testosterone than a 30-year-old in 1985. Something in our environment and lifestyle is accelerating the decline. So what are those factors? Let's break it down in everyday language. Sleep is a huge one. Imagine your body as a phone that only charges at night. If you keep cutting your sleep short, your battery never fills up, and testosterone production is one of the first systems to take a hit. There's actually a study where young, healthy men were restricted to 5 hours of sleep a night for just 1 week, and their testosterone dropped by as much as 15%. That's in 7 days. Another culprit is stress. When your stress hormone, cortisol, is high for too long, it acts like a bully in the playground. It pushes testosterone aside, lowering its levels and muting its effects. Chronic stress, whether from work, money problems, or even constant digital overload, essentially tells your body, now is not the time to reproduce or thrive, it's survival mode, and testosterone gets sacrificed. Then there's lifestyle. Carrying excess body fat, especially around the belly, is like having a hormone factory that works against you. Fat tissue converts testosterone into estrogen. So the more belly fat, the more estrogen you produce, and the less testosterone remains available. This explains why obesity and low testosterone go hand in hand, creating a vicious cycle. Low testosterone makes it harder to burn fat, and more fat leads to even lower testosterone. Now we'll learn about symptoms because awareness is half the battle. Low testosterone doesn't always scream its presence. Sometimes it whispers. The obvious sign is reduced sex drive, but many men notice other things first. Constant fatigue, even after decent sleep. Difficulty concentrating, sometimes described as brain fog. Reduced muscle mass despite working out. More body fat, particularly around the waist. Mood swings or a flat sense of motivation. And yes, erectile dysfunction can also be part of it. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. Low testosterone doesn't just affect daily performance. It's linked to long-term health risks. Studies suggest that men with chronically low testosterone are more likely to develop type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even depression. Some research points toward a connection with reduced bone density, making fractures more likely later in life. So this isn't just about how you feel today, It's about protecting your health for the decades ahead. Now we'll learn what can be done about it. First, let's talk about the basics anyone can do at home: sleep, stress, exercise, and diet. Sleep more than 7 hours if possible. Your testosterone peaks during deep sleep, so every extra hour counts. Manage stress with mindfulness, meditation, or even just daily walks without your phone. Resistance training, like lifting weights, is one of the most reliable natural ways to boost testosterone. You don't need to bench press like a powerlifter. Even body weight exercises can help. Diet-wise, make sure you're getting enough protein, healthy fats, and key micronutrients like zinc, vitamin D, and magnesium. Oysters, eggs, nuts, and salmon are great examples. For some men, though, lifestyle alone isn't enough. This is where medical evaluation comes in. Doctors can run blood tests, usually in the morning when testosterone levels are highest, to measure total and free testosterone. If the numbers are consistently low and symptoms are clear, treatment options like testosterone replacement therapy may be considered. But that's not a decision to make lightly, because while TRT can restore energy, libido, and muscle, it also carries risks and requires close monitoring. That's why professional guidance is essential. Think of it like this. If your car dashboard lights up with warning signals, you wouldn't just slap a sticker over it and keep driving. You'd take it to a mechanic. In the same way, ignoring symptoms of low testosterone might let you get by for now, but the long-term costs can be steep. Here's something practical you can do today. Pay attention to patterns. If you've been noticing more fatigue, less motivation, or changes in body composition, start tracking them. Write them down, bring that to your doctor. It's much easier to take action when you have a clear record of what's been happening. And here's one more twist. Low testosterone doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of a bigger web of hormonal health. For example, thyroid problems, insulin resistance, or even certain medications can all influence testosterone. That's why it's important not to self-diagnose or jump to conclusions. Before I give you the final tip, don't forget, if this video has been helpful, hit subscribe right now. We've got many more science-backed health topics coming, and I'd love for you to join the community. So the last thing I'll leave you with is this. Low testosterone doesn't have to define you. It's not a life sentence. With awareness, lifestyle changes, and if needed, medical support, you can turn things around. Think of it as switching your body back from blurry standard definition to full HD. Clearer energy, sharper focus, better mood, stronger health. You deserve to feel that way.